Welcome back to the Wild Rift Origin Series Championship. Day 1 is almost done, Carmen. We're on to our final game of the day.
Already?
Already? What do you, this is game 10. But
Already?
There's plenty more Wild Rift to be played tomorrow and on Sunday, so don't worry too much about that one. But this last game, in a technical level, doesn't really matter. These two teams are playing for that third spot, so a bit of pride on the line. We know that these two teams have played each other a lot in the regular season leading up to this tournament.
Yeah.
But they want to put on a good show. They want to kind of show that they are the better of these two teams so that they can maybe avoid Game Lord. But when you've got Game Lord and Unicorns that love both playing so well, it's not easy to go up against either of them as we move straight into picks and bans. Carmen, what do you want to see? What's your wish list for this one?
I want a Camille band.
Well, there you go. You've got all you've ever asked for.
Let me think about it. I really fixed ban.
Damn, she's good.
I want Renekton band.
No, that's not that one.
It is not
You've asked
fair.
too much. No Christmas for you. Kai'Sa, banned away. We haven't really seen that much Kai'Sa today anyway.
Not at all.
I mean, you still don't really want to allow Kai'Sa to pick it up.
No.
It's still a very strong pick. But we've been seeing teams going in different directions. Senna has been one of the directions, also removed. And is this just the case of the marksman going into that BC tier? Because Xayah, also for the same, Ezreal available, RIX have first pick. Is that the direction you go in?
I mean, we've driven out of the rift. Now we are being left with very little options right there to pick for the bot lane. You cannot go Senna Fasting, as you said. You cannot go Kai'Sa. Ezreal is still open, so that
Mind
will
if
be
Varus is
one.
banned, Ashe is
Corki,
banned as well.
I mean, of course they're banned, Will.
That's what I'm saying.
They're banned. You cannot play them.
Just reminding the people at home.
Open.
Ezreal, first pick.
Yeah.
Team Case, we're going to have to go kind of deep into the barrel to pick themselves up something
I
as
get
well.
where you're going.
That's the Gragas lock
Into the cheese fountain. Yeah, like.
Oh yeah, no. I was doing the barrel thing because the Gragas locked in at the same time.
Yeah.
And they're also going to go for the Lee Sin. So they're leaving that marksman for a little bit later in the draft because it's not likely to be taking anything else. But if RIX go for something like the Corki in the mid lane, that's another champion that we've seen being used in that Dragon role.
Exactly.
So RIX have an opportunity. However, Stitch might not want to go in this direction. We saw him play Twisted Fate earlier today. It was okay. Maybe he might go for that one again, but we've just seen a Darius absolutely terrorize the Rift, and that one is going to be picked up by Leon, and there's the Twisted Fate coming through.
Yeah, you called it and it happened. I mean, RIXG, as I said, we've seen them playing it plenty of times here. Let's see if the wild cards can actually do something here. And land and Galio one more time for Team Keso. Not really a fan of the champion, I've told you, but I think he does a really good role of, you know, supporting, providing a front line for the team and being attacked.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, Team Queso have picked up some champions that are very good at keeping people away from their damage dealers. Now they have to pick up the damage dealers. They've just picked up a Draven.
But let's say it as it is deserved to.
Draven.
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 Huh.
Huh.
That's a Shyvana.
I know who she is. The thing is, I'm surprised.
Well, that's why I was pointing out. The Braum pickup is less surprising. Braum Ezreal in that bot side.
Ice and Fire.
Ice and Fire.
And
not the new Ice and Fire.
No, not the new. That's
this is the old Ice and Fire. This is the OG Ice and Fire we've got coming through. And there he is. The Crocodile is back.
Why?
Going up into that top side. That means that will be the Gragas support, or could be the Galio support as well.
Okay, it could be. But I'm picturing here Renekton top. We've got Draven, Dragon Lane.
Yep.
Galio. Mid lane, Lisa jungle, Gragas.
I think it could go either way at that point. Galio and Gragas can both be played in that support role. We'll have to see which way they decide to go with it. But they're going to be going up against a very interesting team composition. There are a couple of slightly weird chaps. We'll see how they do on the Rift as we move directly on to it. And it is going to be that Gragas that support Galio. Hold up. It's actually the Draven mid. Don't question it.
No, wait. I think these are swapped.
Well, it's Ebu though.
Yeah, but Ebu plays... Like, this doesn't make any sense. I mean,
maybe they are
sense
swapping
in a certain
roles.
way. I think so. Because, no, look,
Ebu
is going bot lane.
Ebu is the bot lane.
I was trying to tell you that.
Yeah, you're right.
But it felt stupid. I thought there might be mistaking them like for some
Because I
reason.
played Corki last game, my mind's all mixed up. I'm like, Corki's a mid laner, so therefore.
Yeah.
But he was actually playing at bot, which, you know, that makes sense.
Okay, so I called it. I
Yeah.
called this exact conversation right there. And okay, so Draven, I love this skin of Draven. Draven and Gragas going to face Braum and Ezreal on the bot lane. I think it is quite a solid one. I mean, you've got Braum there to, you know, stand behind me and, you know, protect the AD carry. But on the other hand, you've got Gragas, who tends to be more aggressive and a little bit of disengage there. So it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out throughout the game. And the top lane, Alyi versus Acolyte here. Alyi.
Yeah, interestingly, not Leon this time around,
Yeah.
giving their substitute player a little bit of a run out here in this final game.
Wow.
Again, it's a good time to do it when this game doesn't actually have a bearing on really the standings of these two teams or their opposition. It's a great time to give an opportunity for your player to get a bit of LAN experience, which is always great to see.
Yes.
On the Darius into Redecta matchup, Baron lane's been super important in this tournament so far, Carmen. This one could be very, very impactful in this game as well.
And it's definitely going to be, I mean, two of the main damage dealers in the teams. If you look at RIX GG's composition, the ones who are going to be doing damage here are going to be Ezreal, who you want to keep in the back line, and Darius, who can get a little bit more into the team fight itself, but from within. Now, if you look at Team Kezu there, we can rely on Renekton and Draven there to do that damage for them. But look at this damage.
Ooh, might have been caught out, has friend and support. The Draven trying to make moves, but it's the Ezreal who's doing more damage. Can't get that last auto attack to get the stun off just yet, though. And now the dive coming into full effect. Team Queso get onto Glue, they get first blood, move towards friend. They're trying to throw these axes, trying to throw the damage out, but Doom's here, Stitch is here, Ezreal is gone, and Team Queso with the wind get out with 2 kills.
Oh my god. We're having so much fun here at the studio. I wish the viewers could
Oh, absolutely.
hear what they are
When we
saying.
get audiences back, that's going to be...
Essentially, an
Final.
enjoy was thrown out there.
I mean, I'm looking forward to what this game is delivering already. Team Queso look like they want to be going aggressively in every
Yeah.
situation. And just wait until they get these ultimates online. They've got Dominus now, when they've got the heroic entrance, when they get that explosive cars, when Lee Sin can kick back. I was saying that these were defensive tools they could use, but the way that Team Queso is playing, maybe they're just all for engage.
I want to say something to Scandrel, now that I'm here. Predictable? This is not predictable.
No. This is notably unpredictable with another kill coming through from the Lee Sin this time around, catching Snitch in the mid lane. And now they're moving towards this bot side. You know, they might be going for another dive. Members are moving. It's going to be a 2v4 once again, diving onto the Ezreal. There's the damage coming on through the heroic entrance. Doesn't land anyone though. Clue will look for the fissure, look for the damage, look for the turnaround. Doom's here as well. The dragon in the backline. There's one on the turnaround. There's 2. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Ruiz goes down. And this time, Team Queso over-aggressive.
Too confident in here, a little bit too cocky there. You have to think that you're facing RIX, the winner of most of the Origin series in the
One of the
past few
Origin
months.
series, Group A.
Yeah, I mean, doing quite well in the past few games. And honestly, okay, they don't have Leon, which could be a reason for you to be like, oh, super confident. But LG is nothing to be, you know, just underestimated.
Memorized is rumbling in, gets the damage, and as you mentioned, his name, Elegy, is the target. Gets a decent heal, but it's not enough for the kill. Acolyte spins and picks it up.
Really important kill right there for Team Kesu, getting rid of the top lane, being able to keep on pushing on that lane. In the meantime, what RIXG can do is take this dragon, the Infernal Dragon. We've talked about this before.
Yep.
They only go, if there's Dragon enough Rift Herald, they will go for the dragon if it's Inferno. If not, then they leave it out of the equation. But now it might be the time to consider it, isn't it?
Well, they've already got the dragon, and now they're moving towards the Rift Herald. They can get everything that they want. Team Queso might have the gold lead right now, but it's RIX that made the aggressive moves. And at very least, they've got themselves the dragon, but they might lose some bodies on the back of it. But Lee Sin and Gragas and Dresd not too interested in going full deep on the enemy team. Is going to just back away, and now it's going to be Team Queso making that belated trade.
It is. They're going to go for it. In the meantime, you've got Evo trying to protect the mid lane right there. Bad look at it.
Fight kicking off. Team Queso managed to knock Elegy in, but the Darius is not the one that you want. And it looks like they've got the objective, but will they lose members? Nice kick to keep Shyvana away. Clue moving forward, but can't find the Winter's Bite, and it's just going to be Team Queso getting away scot-free.
Yeah, and as well as RIX, who are trying to look for them a little bit in the jungle, not finding them. So instead focusing on the mid lane. Tower right there, as we said all the time, it's free real estate, isn't it? But the wave isn't right in the favor. They still have plenty of time until the next one's pwned. So it is going to be a matter of time until Team Queso arrive to the tower. Now, the action is moving towards the bot lane there. Another very interesting point to talk about here is how they're going to deal with the next dragon. What will they do? It's in their hands. But 6 minutes in, the thing is getting very intense. A look at Andressa right in the middle of the entirety of RIX.
Gonna be able to jump away to the Crux though. You ask what's gonna happen, I imagine probably fighting. The way Team Queso have been playing, and they're being caught out here, memorized, but that's a nice entrance coming through, a nice taunt coming in, and Galio providing all the CC, but where's the damage? Ruiz is left alone, it's taken down, and honestly, set up just a little bit by the rest of his team.
And all of this, also not having Acolyte by their side. This might have been a little bit of trouble right there, but it is no big deal. We're gonna instead throw the Ripped Hell in the bot lane. As I said, they are moving the action towards there, trying to get the second objective of the game for themselves. And it's gonna be, in fact, thrown. RIX doesn't arrive in time. They have no other plan. They were going towards the dragon. Now they have one tower down as well. And look at this.
No way out for Friend there, just going to be taken down. Team Queso make another pick, and in the bot side they got themselves a tower. Didn't get the charge off the Rift Hell for the second though, so we can talk about how that's nice. But it's not necessary, especially if you can get some decent legway onto this mid tower as well. They're going to do just that, removing it from the map. 3 towers to 0. Yes, they lost out on that Infernal Dragon, but the Rift Herald seems to have put the tempo firmly in their hands.
Okay, so we're facing a very different situation, and I want to remark, I wasn't expecting this, but I'm feeling like RIX has been falling a little behind as the games have gone on, while Team Queso has been rising up to the stage. And in this replay, we can see an example of this. You know, RIX right in the middle of nothing, Friend just being caught, and allowing Team Queso to have an opening right there in the mid lane.
Snitch needs to be careful, but will do just that. Has Doom in support, has Clue in support, but Team Queso looking towards the Shyvana, find him, but don't want to engage. The Shyvana's already angry enough, but 20 seconds on this dragon, you already asked the question, what are they going to do around it? It's about to be answered. But even with the goal deficit, RIX seem to be in a slightly better position to defend it right now.
Will they try to do so? I think so. It seems like they don't want to let this one go, and at the same time they're doing this, Team Queso is already being positioned around them, including flanking. Look at the galley right there, Ruiz just coming up from behind. Let's see what happens right this time.
Oh, the Dominus coming on through this with the ultimates are being layered, and RIX on the side. Doom's already dead. The jungler is down, and members will follow suit. It's all about Team Queso. 2 for 1, and they're looking for more. Acolyte is burning through the backline. Gets another. That's a double kill coming through from the Crocodile. Can he take down Clue as well? Yes, he can. Well, it's Ruiz who can, but Team Queso 4 for 1 and move to the objective.
I love how they're screaming so loudly that even teams look at each other like, okay, might have gone a little bit overboard there. But in any case, Team Queso getting more kills than that, getting quite an advantage, not only in kills but also in gold, also in towers, 3 towers for themselves, which is quite a big feat. It allows them to open up the map, to get control of it, and also to decide where they want to play next, because RIX has going to adapt to whoever they want.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. And for me right now, the aggression that Team Queso are showing is exactly what we wanted to see from them.
Yeah.
Because this isn't... People have said that they're predictable. But the composition they played... and the ability that they have to take fights and to play to this slightly less meta composition, you could say.
Yeah.
It's left RIX GG chasing shadows in large periods of this game because they just don't know what to expect. They were getting dove bot constantly. These team fights have not been going the blue team's way. And now they find themselves healthy gold lead going into 10 minutes. They've got an even trade on dragons. Yes, the one they've got is a little bit less useful, but it's still a 1 for 1. And they've taken down 3 towers to 0.
Just really difficult game to face for RIX, not only when it comes to the game itself, but also mentally speaking, knowing that you come in as the first hit from Europe and now having to face this must be such a difficult blow to have to face, you know. I think they can still come back from this.
Yeah.
Even though they're quite behind. They're risky, you know. But the thing is, when you lose your main asset in the team, that definitely is going to cause some imbalance in there, at least if you're not so used to doing so. And leaning on other carries, obviously, is going to be a different experience.
I mean, RIX GG, they came into this tournament as firm favourites. I don't think it's unreasonable to say that, especially a lot of people, you look at them, they won every single Origin Series qualifier.
Yeah.
All 3 months, they won those. But now they've come in here, they're currently 1 and 2, and they're falling behind in this game. Doom has to dive away using the ultimate defensively, but Ruiz gets the 3-man taunt as the fight continues. Draven gets 1, is on a spree, cutting on through. Galio secures as well. Ruiz picks up the 2nd and final kill of the fight so far, and now they can move towards the Baron. But Hellbars are a little low, so they're moving towards Friend. He manages to get away this time. Elegy in the middle of the fight, but Hellbars are reasonably low. Can he stay alive? Can't get the heal, so he will go down. RIX have 2, the gold card won't matter as Friend is hiding on a ward. Needs to be careful about that one, but he can't be found by the Lee Sin this time around. And once again, Team Queso take the fight.
Yeah, and the fight and the kills as well. No more towers for them, but now for Front Vantage to start feeling really comfortable about this Baron that is already on the Rift, waiting to be taken.
No one's taken it just yet though, but you can see Team Queso moving down towards the objective. They want to be able to secure this one, and honestly, RIX having some trouble. The Twisted Fate is trying to find a way out, but will be let go by Acolyte on this occasion. The Renekton, once again, proving a really useful pick in the side lane.
Again, split pushing, his specialty, right? They have to take advantage of it. Now, in the meantime, we've got Israel here with the ultimate, Barrage Missile, trying to get them to get away from the Baron, which is going to be obtained. And what do you know? They're gonna keep on teasing a little bit. Braum is in a really bad spot right now, having to protect with the stand behind me. Team Queso protecting the mid lane tower, trying to get a little bit more out of this lead. Let's see if they can make it. Draven's access.
Oh, the fight is happening. There's a decent explosive cast. The killing spree coming through for Ruiz, and now they're going to be able to push forward. But RIX don't want to give this one up. It's only the Darius who's gone down, so 45 is the availability. They've decided that it's worth just going towards the Dragon situation.
Yeah, and next objective on the Rift should be not only the Dragon, which might be, as you've said before, a safer objective, but also the Baron right there. However, it seems like they kind of want to end the game, going for the mid lane tower, trying to throw it down. But be careful, because both Shyvana and Twisted Fate and on top lane is split pushing, something that Renekton
they're going for the fight coming through here. Tres was the one delivering the Galio, but neither of them really hit target. But the damage coming from Friend is just too much. It's a rampage from the Gargoyle as they move away towards the Baron buff, but they can't take it with health bars this low. Once again, the objective survives.
But the first tower for RIX has been taken here in the top lane. Oh, they're going to find Doom.
Oh, they're going to find Doom. He's going to be able to dive away, though, but has Doom found them? The damage is looking pretty good as Shyvana's going to be stunned up, forced back, and killed by Renekton, and the axe coming through from Draven. And now they're looking to turn the fight. Andres looking for an engage, cannot find it. It's just the Darius, but there it is. There's the damage. There's the kill. Unstoppable coming through from Ruiz. Clue gets away, but this time around, the Baron is forfeit.
Okay, come back and say that Ruiz only knows how to play Ahri.
I mean, he knows how to play Galio as well.
Apparently he does. And look at this. The Baron going to them, definitely a game, not game changer because the game was already in the favor, but now it's going to be a game decisive objective. We've got here the replay. We can see that how they were a little bit live. They are going to find Doom. And look at it. They're going to... Galio is joining them pretty shortly. And said also with the Listen Kick. LG and Glue have to retreat, but LG is also going to be found really easily with Dueted Vision that Team Queso has established around this zone. So with that, the team fight won in the favor of the Spanish team, which is now trying to, you know, zone and group around the Dragon.
They're hiding around the Dragon. They want to maybe try and grab this objective if they can. But the situation is RIX are going to struggle to win any fight.
Yeah, but RIX wants to engage right now, not because...
No, they don't want to engage right now.
Yeah,
they'll have a really bad time.
they want to engage. I didn't say that, okay?
But in the look at the mid lane. Come on, look at the mid lane. They've got through the inhibitors out. They've got Baron buff. Clue's the only one here to defend right now. But here comes Snitch. He's going to be able to get the stun through, and it's the Renekton. It's Acolyte who might have overstayed his welcome, but the Dominus is
Acolyte.
hopped. I think that's just going to be able to save him, though. He is actually going aggressive, but will get stunned up once again. He's got support from the Lee Sin on the side as well, though.
You called Baron buff, but that doesn't mean that you should be just going straight into the base, because clearly this is not the right time to do this. So the waves are going to take a little longer to get there. You don't want to get into Nexus without them. And in the meantime, your Acolyte right there trying to recover a little bit. Just going back to base, some of them evening a little bit the map. Next objectives coming up in a few minutes. And now all they can do, honestly, is just trying to face each other. In the case of RIX, that's something to avoid. They are more in a defensive position right now, where they should try and protect the towers. But of course, Team KSO, what they want to do is be a little more aggressive, you know, try and take more objectives so that once they decide to close game, it'll be easier and better for them.
Nice snare coming on through. But Andreas on the other side looking for Elegy. He's going to be able to follow him over the walls if he wants to, but he's just going to chill, grab himself an objective. A free kill on the top side coming through from RIX as they manage to take down Ruiz. A little bit overextended, memorized. Should be able to get away. He's pretty speedy on the Gragas. Gets caught out by the Winter's Bite, but is fast. Elegy on the bot side trying to defend with Doom, but he already goes down. Doom flies into the backline looking for a target. All he finds is a depleted health bar and a death. Team KSO making a 2-for-1 trade across the map and are looking for a little bit more. Snitch gets the gold card onto Ibu. The damage coming down to Draven. That's the kill, and now they're turning the fight around. Memorized looking towards Clue. Snitch is there as well, but Friend on the side can put out a decent amount of damage. Gragas is chased away. Snitch goes down. That's the double coming through from Lee Sin, looking towards Clue. And you know what? I think Andres picks up the shutdown, picks up the triple kill, and picks up the game for Team KSO.
What? I loved this game from Team KSO. I think they've finally shown what they can do. And RIX, I'm a little bit disappointed.
Whew. That is going to be the win. Team KSO third in group. And you know what? Predictions? Out the window. Get rid.
Wait, no, that's
them?
funnier. That's better, isn't it?
You're right. It's great to see the teams turning up here that were expected maybe not to finish at the top.
Yeah.
Winning, and all of the teams fighting each other. RIX, obviously, we have to look at and say, how are they going to come through tomorrow? Because 1 in 3 is not what we expected from them. But I mean, in that game, Team KSO, they showed up, they proved people wrong. And I mean, it's just been a crazy day of Wild Rift, really, hasn't it?
It has been crazy. It has been wild.
It has been wild. And a Rift as well.
And a Rift.
It's been the origin of something as well, I'd say, and it's been quite a series. So, you know, we just come full circle, don't we? It works like that. It works like that, doesn't it? I'm going to say, very, very happy with the performance there at the end. I'm going to say, RIX GG, putting in Elegy as well, giving them some game time on LAN, super important.
Absolutely.
We know that match didn't really change the standings that much or the outcomes just because of that first seed pick. But getting Elegy some LAN game time is very important because tomorrow, if they have to use Elegy, not going to be their first time on stage.
Something that I'm thinking about now. Are they going to choose Team KSO? Because they performed really well today. I mean, these past few games, you will think after playing a few in a row, you'll be tired. But mentally speaking, they seemed quite fresh. They seemed to find the openings that they needed to win the game. A few mistakes here and there, but in general, they've done quite well.
I mean, I don't know if that's endemic of what we're going to see from the teams tomorrow, though. That game didn't show us too much.
Yeah.
Terrifying Ruiz on Galio. Maybe it showed that. But for me, that was a massive game of both these teams coming out to entertain, which is absolutely what we love to see from games like that. Both teams really up for it. You could hear them shouting in the studio that they were having so much fun. And I mean, that's a massive part of this. Yes, they're playing for this massive prize pool, but both of these teams had already qualified.
Yeah.
One of them has to go up against Unicorns of Love, the other up against Game Lord, so that's not a great
Not
decision.
necessarily. I'm pretty sure if Game Lord were feeling frisky, I'm pretty sure that I think they're allowed to pick Unicorns of Love if they want.
But why?
Maybe because they are really confident.
I mean, if they're picking Unicorns of Love gives us a best of 5 of that, I'm here for it.
I mean, that's the big change between today and tomorrow, right? The inconsistencies, the one-off results, they may change, right?
Yeah.
But before we wrap up the game and start talking about tomorrow, let's go over to D-Man. He's got a nice little analytical breakdown for us.
Yeah, thank you very much, guys. We thought we'd have a look at that game. I know, results-wise it didn't actually mean too much, but they liked it anyway. And I want to look at a little play that I kind of saw that, you know, we're looking at RIX today and we're seeing 1 and 4, and I think I can tell you why. Let's have a look at this. This was back at the Dragon fight. That is not what I want. I want to go back to the start of that. Let's have a look at the start, shall we? So we're setting things up. This is obviously coming in for the Drake. And immediately look at the position, okay? So great stuff to start with. They're starting off. RIX in the pit. They've got themselves 4 members, but Fiend's out of position. That's not too bad. You are an Ezreal, so he can kind of get himself back in there at the moment. But let's carry on and I'll keep how it plays out. So they move on and then immediately lock. Okay, we're stopped. So Elegate thinking, okay, we've got Andre locked down here, along with Snitch. Perfect. Okay, you got your top laner, your mid laner, locked down. You got the damage to fix it. Immediately we're seeing Dragon's Descent as well coming straight across. But again, Fiend not involved. Currently got the wolves on him as well. Meanwhile, Ibu, free damage completely. So we'll keep it going once again as we move through. Dragon's Descent goes across, looking great. But the problem is now, everybody has said, right, kill Doom. Kill Doom. We know he's the main man. They focus on him, and immediately everybody focuses in. Unfortunately, because of that, it's left the Braum completely useless. Absolutely nothing you can do in here. That's great. Can throw down Glacial Fissure. That's amazing. Where's the rest of your team? They're over here and over here. So completely out of the position right now. And again, Fiend's like, I'm not going in that pit now. He doesn't want to look at that. So ends up continuing run round. They've lost one, losing a second one immediately as Elegi goes down. Fiend finally comes in. He fires 2 basic attacks in this entire fight. That is your dragon carry that should be putting the damage down. Doesn't happen, unfortunately. I mean, I can't blame him for not going in the pit, I've got to be honest. But simply put, RIX's positioning was terrible going into that fight. They should have realized it. They didn't. Everybody was out of position. And I think that kind of tells the story of the entire day. That, you know, the positioning has been a little sloppy, whereas you look at the likes of Unicorns of Love and Game Lord that have come in looking very tight. It's going to be very interesting who they choose to go forward for number 1.
Thank you very much, D-Man. And yeah, the day has been not the best for RIX GG. Thankfully for them, before they play the next match, they've got overnight. They can take a look at all this data they've accumulated themselves in the group stage and go, what do we need to work on? What do we need to improve?
The problem is that if they're up past 10 p.m., Karma's going to be knocking on their door saying you need to get some sleep.
I'm not like that. This is the man who's like, I just go to bed at 10 p.m., so not me.
Hey, I'm an early bird and I rise early as well. Let's take a look at the rankings to close out the day and lock it all in. So, Game Lord taking the first place. They get their pick.
Wow.
Definitely not what we were expecting. I think the biggest surprise for me, though, is 4th place for RIX GG today. This is a team that came in as the number 1 seed. They won every monthly final. They've ended up in 4th. And also, we said goodbye to Na'Vi. I think UOL won a bunch of fans today as well, to be honest.
Oh, I mean, Unicorns of Love, an established franchise, you know, an established team. I think they've already got plenty of fans. But Game Lord, that has surprised me the most.
Yeah.
And also Team Kezo, a little worried about them. RIXG, as you said, danger zone there, almost risked it all.
So with RIX as well, they may not have had the best performance when it comes down to the
Yeah.
result line. But one player I want to highlight in particularly was Leon. He did get our first pentakill of the championship. So I want to take a look at that once more because that's probably one of my favorite plays of the day.
Okay.
You get it locked in, you formalize it, it's fantastic. So on the Graves Baron laner, which is not the most conventional pick we see in the Baron lane. It's very out there, but the hand was forced. He delivered perfectly on this one. And once again, I still stand by my statement. I honestly think Doom should have just stolen it from him at the end. That just would have been the perfect finish for me. But this is him locking it in, first pentakill of the championship. Hopefully, we see a few more tomorrow and in the days after. Now, Carmeline, that was my favorite pick. I want to know what yours was of the day.
Actually, I think we copied each other. I didn't choose the pentakill though.
Oh, okay.
I went for a 2 versus 1 stat from Singing.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about, yeah.
Minute 4:50, if I'm not mistaken. I want to watch it right now. Here you can select Leon, just managing to escape these 2 and making them also lose their lives. Hydra and Dante, deep in trouble.
I mean, that was certainly an MVP performance for Leon in that particular game. Will, please tell me we're not having a
wasn't
complete
Leon.
Leon. Yeah, please tell me it wasn't a Leon highlights package.
If we'd done a highlight package for a team that went 1 and 3 on the first day of the tournament, I would just want to get this clip rolling. It speaks for itself, in my opinion. It's a massive team fight situation that just goes absolutely perfectly. You can see here, it's actually a big reversal as well. Unicorns of Love. They get the engage, they get everything they want, and this is what I've been talking about. Their team fighting, they didn't have it against Game Lord, but it was so damn clean in every other game, and here it's against Team Queso. Sorry, Carmen.
What? What about me?
I
look so good, and I'm glad that it wasn't just all about
I forgot Carmeline was the team manager of Queso. We keep like bringing this up, like it's a massive investment there. Ready?
Neutral.
Neutral. Neutral. The word of the day, Carmeline. But the moment of truth is here. Game Lord, they got that first pick. Can I get a drum roll, please? Maybe on the top bit of the desk. We don't want to break the glass. Ready? Come on, a little bit louder. Put a little bit more effort in. There we go. Let's put out that bracket. Let's take a look. Who have they chosen? Who are they playing tomorrow? Game Lord have chosen Team Queso for the first semi-final of the day. And then Unicorns of Love are going to go up against RIX GG. We know how that game number 1 went yesterday. Or today. It feels like the day before.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Game Lord, Team Queso, Unicorns of Love, RIX GG. That's our semi-finals for tomorrow. First of all, I was just going to go for some fast predictions here, Will.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to go for the Game Lord Team Queso match. Number 2, number 3 seed from Europe. How does that go? Is it any different from what happened today?
It's Game Lord, but it's not an easy series.
Okay.
I think that Team Queso have shown that they can come up and upset the apple cart and really... That's still I want from D-Man. Oi, oi. But I think it's just going to be a case of Game Lord just looks a little bit better on land. I'm going to say 3-2 to the side of Game Lord.
Carmeline, I'm not going to get you to pred this one. I'm going to get you to talk about Unicorns of Love versus RIX GG.
Because I'm Spanish.
No, I'm going to get you to talk about this one because we're changing to a best of 5 format now. We've seen what happens in best of 1. What happens in best of 5? Can RIX GG turn it around?
I think so.
Think so?
I think because of the experience that they've got, it might be the case. But Unicorns of Love as well. I mean, I think this might be the 2 most powerful teams when it comes to best of 5.
Ooh, okay, I like this. So what I'm hearing from you, Carmeline, is that tomorrow, Unicorns of Love, RIX GG, that is going to be a series to watch.
I didn't say that.
What do you mean you didn't say that? You basically did!
I said there are 2 really strong teams with the most experience.
Okay.
I said you have to watch all the series.
Okay, you have to watch all the series. And if you want to do that, you have to join us tomorrow, 1700 CEST. This was day number 1. We've got 2 more to go. Join us tomorrow and enjoy some more Wild Rift Origin Series action.